Do you
But
want
they're there.
to? Oh, okay.
They're there. They're just super tiny on the screen. It's just weird.
Did your Audacity update and now you're not looking at it in waveform DB?
Yeah, probably. You can while you're still recording, you can right click on.
No, I have it in waveform. They just look weird. I
Okay.
don't know.
Hopefully they're there.
They're there. I mean, I can see them. They are there. They're just like
Okay.
they're tiny.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, the Smite podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Nevea03, and joining me today we have Fro Double G.
Why does my drink have 1,000% of my biotin per day?
What's that? We'll come back to that. And BlaiseMcBaine.
I am the captain of Els.
Okay, first off, we need to address what are you talking about with this drink?
I'm drinking a Celsius right now. And I was looking at the daily values on the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why in the fuck does anything need to have, first off, anything over 100% seems overkill, right? Why does it have 1,000% of my daily biotin?
What is biotin?
I don't know, but this has got 300 micrograms.
That seems like a lot. How do you spell it?
Biotin's like a.
B-I-O-T-I-N.
It's a V.
Biotin.
I thought it was a.
Oh, it's B.
B vitamin.
Yeah, it's one of the B vitamins. Yes.
Yeah.
It's involved in a wide range of metabolic processes, both in humans and in other organisms.
Well, hopefully I need 1,000% of it.
You got it.
I mean, honestly, I take Super B complex, and I think it probably has some dumb amount of biotin in it.
I thought something with biotin had something to do with hair. Am I wrong?
It does with dental work, I think.
Okay, how many B vitamins are there?
There's a lot.
There's a lot of them.
Welcome, challengers, to Battleground of the Gods, a B vitamin podcast.
Come here to get your 1,000% of your daily biotin.
What is Celsius, by the way? Is that like a seltzer water or like a?
It's just like a fruitier, energy drink.
Oh, so you're getting your caffeine, you're getting your 1,000% of B vitamins, and
yeah, it's just like one of those low sugar, no sugar, low calorie ones.
Nice. And Blaise mentioned taking some L's. Does that mean we start with games of the week and you can?
Yeah, that's fine.
Start talking about your L's.
Yeah, I'll start it off on a positive note though. I got a triple double, is what I'm calling it, in arena the other day.
Yes, a triple double.
Yeah, I got a triple penta with Artemis.
Nice.
And then later on in the game, got a double penta. Shoutouts to the Giannis that went through a wall and thought that would save them when they walked back out of the base and died anyway. And the funny part is, I was trying to be funny with my build and just forgot once I got into the game because we had an AGL set afterwards. And I had originally planned to go cooldown Death Toll and then go Malicious Deathbringer for extra cooldown Artemis for the funsies. That's not what I did, but I did go 23, 2, and 13, and we won by 258 tickets.
Wow.
Which is just a few.
That's a few tickets. That's an amount. It's an amount.
Yeah, I've realized if I play non-Conquest, the Smite is an enjoyable game, and I play Conquest, and the queues are something.
Mm-hmm.
I did play Hachiman this week, went 5-0-2 before they surrendered. And then I played Jing Wei, and that god's bad. Like, that god is legitimately horrible.
Thank you. I've been saying that for a while. I feel like they nerfed her a lot because when she was first out, she was overpowered. And they had to nerf her a bunch, and now I think she's not good no more.
We had like an okay comp too. Like we were running knockups for our wheelish. I was playing with 12 gauge and Majin. Shoutouts to them. And the god's just bad. Like I went 7, 8, and 6, and nothing about that game felt good. Like it just felt horrible. I think I was like autoing the minions for 60 damage at 10 minutes into the game, and that might be the same damage I do normally on other hunters, but it felt way worse. It just felt bad. I think it's partially her clear is really weird, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That god is the worst hunter in the game, and you could probably try to change my mind, and I might possibly agree with you, but after playing Jing Wei, I didn't feel that way before, and I definitely feel that way now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with like the nerf to crit and things like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is itemization nerfs for her for sure, but also just like her overall nerfs to her specifically. I mean, you remember how long her ultimate used to be? She could go yonder.
Well, they nerfed her passive too. That was part of it. Like
Yeah.
that way she can't fly as far. I don't think
It
that's a
was
huge difference.
it
Like
was a
whatever.
lot. If I recall correctly, like the big chunk of nerfs all happened in the same pass, and this or patch. This was a couple years ago, but a good majority of all of her nerfs happened in one patch where it was like all of the distance got just truncated. So like her passive was shortened, her ultimate was shortened, even her dash was shortened, even if you used it with the wind spout as well.
I
Yeah,
want to
I
say
just
that wasn't the last map, but it was the map before they did all that, right? And then
I
they
think
do a
so.
second pass like 2 years ago, and they reduced
Yeah.
her passive again.
Right.
yeah.
You know what? There is on the Smite wiki, they actually do a change log section, per the the character you're looking at the very bottom. So we can actually talk about that. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
she
while you're doing that, doesn't Jing have in her 3 if she knocks her or in her 1 if she knocks herself up, doesn't she get extra power?
she
Yeah,
gets
I think
extra distance and then
you have to
extra
dash
power
out of it
after.
for the yeah,
Correct.
for the I
You
think it's attack speed. Is it attack speed and power or is it just attack
It's
speed?
air movement speed, air power. But that's her 3. Hold on. So if you walk onto it, you get knocked up and you gain an attack speed buff for
Okay,
7
so
Yeah.
that's the
seconds.
attack speed. It's the dash that gives you the power. Because each
The
one of her
dash
kit
gives you
gives
the
her
power, yes.
something in
Yeah,
her abilities.
but that it is kind of like if you're chasing down somebody, cool.
Right. You
But
rarely want to
when
do
you're
that. Did
when
they
you're in
touch
lane, it's
that
like
in the last pass when they reduced all the power on all the people with power and shit in their passives and kits? Because
no idea.
I'd be surprised. I'm surprised you're saying how bad she is when I feel like that's something that probably would have got overlooked, and you feel like she would have maybe crept in the meta a little bit. But I mean, if you're just so bad, you're bad. It doesn't matter if you have power
Yeah,
boost, right?
I mean, like I went crit arrow because I was planning on, or I was going to go into crit arrow was my plan. Because if you build somebody that's good with crit, you can just go arrow, build the crit arrow, get 1 crit item, and that's enough crit to be completely fine. Still not a huge fan of crit, but with Jing Wei, you want it. It just felt bad. The enemy team obviously didn't really help me out by having Martikaros, Thanatos,
Hmm.
Maui, Chang'e, Sung Wukong, but I was doing good damage later in the game. Like late game, I felt okay, but it still felt I was underpowered. And I don't think it was a situation of Martika Ross is so good that I feel really weak. I just didn't feel strong to anybody. Like if I got hit by most of their team, I felt bad.
So
Hear
she
me out.
personally has not. She's only been touched once this year. And when I say this year, I mean from January until August.
Right.
She's only been touched
Fuck, it's
one time.
August.
And that was a buff to persistent gust, which increased the damage per tick and decreased the cooldown. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you are right. I think it's more so the itemization for her has been getting nerfed, but also in turn, even with this buff to her persistent gust, her clear early is still kind of rough. Damage per tick on persistent gust at level 1 is only 15. So
Well, okay. So first off, and this is kind of a broad statement, I think Deathbringer's not good for the game. Secondly, she has a clear that it is not possible to hit the entire wave
correct.
Yeah.
unless your wave's dead or you catch them moving or whatever, right?
Exactly.
But then you're kind of stuck in like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. because you need the tankier people to walk through it, right? So it'll actually end on the backline people, because you want people, minions. I say people, minions, because you want them to sit in it, because it does do tick damage over time.
Yeah.
But the people you want it to tick on the most are the tankier minions in the front. So yeah, her clear is just not good until she gets over crit online, and then she can just use her 2 and pop and clear the whole fucking wave.
Yep.
And I hate playing her last season too. I don't think she was as bad last season, but last season, if I got
Crit was
asked to
better.
play her in comp, I was like, no,
Crit was
absolutely
better.
not. I'm good. Crit was better, but it's just one of those things. It's just I don't know. The god's really, really bad. I think someone asked me a few days ago, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago. I don't remember at this point, but who's the worst hunter? It's Jing Wei. And sadly to say, I think there's other gods that deserve that crown, but it's Jing Wei for sure.
You would have asked me 2 months
Jing
ago,
Wei
I
has
would
been
have said
replaced.
Hachi.
Or not, Jing Wei has been replaced. Hachi has been replaced. That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say.
Sadly, Hachi has been replaced. Unfortunate.
Hachi's been replaced. Now Hachi's good.
We didn't say that. Actually,
But
Hachi's not bad right now.
Actually,
Hachi's not bad
fair,
right now, actually.
To be fair, I just didn't like his one. That's what mine came down to. It wasn't the fact that I thought he was actually a bad hunter. I just didn't like how his one worked. And I still don't. And that's fine. But he is in a better place just because they changed his passive, which was one of the things that was mentioned should change. And it did for the better, for sure. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of mage ADCs. I had last Saturday, I did Smite night like I normally do, and I got 4 wins in a row. All of them, we made the team surrender at like 20 minutes. And I said, cool, I'm out. And that included me winning a game as Tsukiyomi ADC. So that's kind of where I've been on that front. We lost Albion Giant League finals the other night, which was some straight shenanigans. We through game 1 pretty hard, but the enemy team played really, really well. So like, not to discredit them, we had some really good plays, and then some of my team decided that diving on cooldown was the answer to our non-existent problems.
Hell yeah.
And we ended up losing. Then game 2, we came out and we were doing really, really well early. We amounted like 10 to 13,000 gold lead. Same shenanigans, dove too far, ends up getting picked. We lose a fire giant. 10k gold lead's now gone. It's an even game. The Titan trolled us, which I really do appreciate game 2, because I made a call that said, hey, we can't take fire giant. Like, we just can't. So just run it down left lane and let them have fire. Like, we'll leave one person there, but let them have fire. And we run it down left lane. We get the Phoenix. We're on the Titan as they're dropping fire. And my favorite thing ever is I think the Titan has aggroed to my tank, and it aggroed to my jungler. And I hold beads. I got pushed by Kuzenbo, and I was like, okay, if it's on our tank, I'll hold beads. So if more people back, I can beads more CC, and we can end this game. And our jungler died, so we lost that damage. Shots to Gactyl. He's like, oh my god, I'm dead. So I immediately beads Kuzenbo push, walk back in the Titan room, fire off a few more autos, realize I can't do anything on Soul. Like, I can't. It's at 25% health. I can't end the game. And from that moment on, it became a stall of a game. It went 65 minutes and we lost.
Jesus.
And to make matters better, after the game, Gactyl's like, hey, what are we going to ban game number 3? And I said, I don't know if there is a game 3. Let me double check that in a few minutes. I know previously in AGL, there had been a rule that it's best of 3 unless teams agree on it's best of 5s. And I just never knew. It just went, oh, it's straight best of 5s now, which I'm happy about. I have no problem with. But our solo laner gives a speech about how he is no longer going to be playing with us. Shout outs. We knew that because we were not going to play with him again.
Got him.
Got him because he's going to be
Thank
busy.
you for quitting. Now we don't have to fire you.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm just going to be super busy. I can't play with you. Yeah, because you're playing with a team in AGL next season, but that's beside the point. And he dips before I get to ask the enemy team for doing a 5-game set. And then the rest of the guys hop up and insta-queue a game. And then the enemy captain's like, all right, so game 3, you can make lobby. And I was like, bro, we have to FF. We don't we can't play it out. We thought my guys thought it was a 3-game set, so unfortunate. It happens. I don't think we win game 3. I think to come back from game 1's mental catastrophe and play as well as we did game 2 and then lose a 65-minute game, I don't see us winning game 3. Our solo at the end of game 2 goes, oh man, Baba beat me for top damage after we lost. That's what he was concerned about. So we love that for us. And then I lost the caster this week, which is pretty cool. Shout outs to that. I was in top 8. Thought I was going to be pretty solid to go to top 4. Had a really good cast last Saturday. And apparently it just wasn't good enough, so I have been eliminated from that competition as well, which
That's
is
too bad.
led me to a state of taking a small break from Smite. Like, I'm going to play it probably on Saturdays still for Smite night. And I'm still doing patch notes breakdown and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be playing it regularly throughout the week as much as I normally do. In fact, I got offered a casting set for Smite game on the 14th with AGL, and I told them no. I'm just very frustrated with multiple facets of the game inside and out of it, so I think taking a step back for a moment would be a good idea.
Fault you for it. It's a lot of frustration that's been happening for you this week. So
yeah,
breaks are good.
It's just like I said. I think it was slowly but surely coming along. I had planned on taking a small break anyway after comp season, and then just really did it in.
Yeah.
So
understandable.
That has been my week of smites. Lots of lows, but we take the triple double penta for the dub.
Sure.
If that's what I had to take, if I had to take the rest of the L's, that's worth it. Funny enough, that was before the AGL set, so I went in feeling good. I was like, yeah, I'm hitting autos. We're gonna have a good time. But that was my games in shenanigans. Fro, how are your games?
Well, I played some Smite. I didn't really win too much Smite, but I played some Smite.
Did you play some Smite or did you play some Smite?
No, I actually played some Smite. So last week, all I really managed to squeak in was my stream on Wednesday and my Sunday stream. And so I played some cooldowns and I played some Conquest. The Conquest games were rough. It was a shorter stream. I had some things going on, so I only did it for like 2 hours. I squeaked in like 3 games, 2.5 hours. Yeah, pulled some L's. I got support. Did Athena and Sylvanas. Those were both L's. Hunters be hurting, at least in this match. I think I might be rotating a little too early still, right? Because I'm last time I really played as support in Conquest, it was you get your thieves and you start rotating, basically. Like, get your first item, start rotating. I think that might be a little bit early for me, right? I don't know. I just felt like probably should have stayed and helped my hunter a little more.
I feel like support rotation, it feels weird because sometimes like you go early and it feels really good for your carry and your mid laner, but then there's other times you rotate and then your hunter just gets demolished. And I don't feel like that's always on the support. I see a lot of times, for instance, I played a rank game this week and an on her kept just stepping up to me. And I'm Rama. Like you can't just keep stepping up and expect to like live through snipes afterwards. And his support kept coming over to try to kind of help, but it put him behind too. So I think hunters that when they get behind have to learn how to play passive. It's a weird slope for sure though.
Well, I am notoriously bad. And this is just me in Conquest in general, whether I'm playing support or jungle, right? Over appearing in mid and not paying much attention to dual lane. Right. I'm just kind of bad about that in general. Like, I'll go for a few. Like, I'll gank the dual lane if they like call for it and stuff like that. But I'm pretty bad about not actually going over to dual that much. Hunters, buy some fucking wards. I'll come over if I got vision, right? But you never give me any vision to work with, right? Like you never let me know. Like it's so hard to tell. Like, do they have any jungle for me to steal? Where are their people at? Where's Where's their support? Where's their fucking carry? Like, none of this shit's ever on the map, right? Because hunters always, they sit so far back a lot of times that they're not actually on the mini map. They never like call beads or Aegis or ultimates down, right? So I'm like, well, I'm gonna come gank this fucking on her, go to Najah, sash him, and he's just gonna fucking start boom, 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 fucking firing back at me. Like no, why would I do that? That's a waste. Like, yeah, I will say that's part of the reason I don't do that. When it's like, well, mages just die anyways. Like, just full stop right there. They just die. Like, they can go ahead and cast your ultimate. You're still gonna die. Like,
I know from the ADC's perspective of like not like if I'm not in comms, I will type out beads down, ult down, and it doesn't matter. My jungler still doesn't come over. It's pretty normal, I think, for jungle not to want to rotate over there. If I'm in comms, it's easy to get my jungler to come over because we're in comms and I know them. But I think overall, if I'm playing with randoms, I just don't expect it to come over. And I also think like ward placement for ADC is really weird because you're warding corridors more than you are like the buff area to find out if it's up or not. So I think that doesn't help your jungler either, right? Because you want to know like, well, if I'm rotating over and I don't get this gank, am I going to get farm? Like, you don't want to lose out on all of it. But I do think that's one of the weird things that kind of happens from ADC is I'll put wards down and everything, and I'll make calls, and then jungle won't show up, or jungle will rotate over after I've backed them at base. And it's like, well, I can't do anything to help you now. And then they get mad if they die. And I'm like, well,
another one too is like that. What hit me is when the hunter's behind, don't push up.
Yep.
Don't push up. Let the wave come to you, because that actually helps me gank them. Because now they have to run further, and I'm an assassin. I have better mobility than a hunter. Like, full stop. Like, assassins generally have higher base movement speed. You generally build more movement speed faster, and I'm sure there's an assassin like Raven, but every assassin has at least one dash.
Yeah.
If not more ways to move.
Speaking of dashes,
like Hun bots, you got the Sano, Circuits.
Yeah. Set.
Wait.
Who I'd like to take a moment and talk about.
Hold up. No, that's a bug. That's a fucking bug.
No, that's what I wanted to bring up. If you're bug abusing, Set, stop it.
It's against TOS. Stop it right now.
What Nev said. It's
stop it.
TOS. It's bug exploitation. There's a difference between a bug happening to you, or a bug happening a game you're in, and actively trying to do the bug in a live match. That's a bannable offense.
Yeah,
the only reason you see people like BMT doing it in their videos is because they do it in custom lobbies with their viewers, right? So that's why BMT gets away with it.
And
this other person that I know,
a lot of times BMT doesn't release those videos until after the bug has been patched.
That as well.
Yeah.
That as well. Especially if it's a game breaking bug.
I had a bug happen to me this week where the enemy Shiva turned completely invisible. The only reason I knew where he was at
happened to me before too. I on the enemy team. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, he was on the enemy team, and everybody like in my chat that was watching and that was in the game was like, dude, what? And the only reason we knew where he was at is because of the AoE from his ult.
Yeah, I've had that happen with a few different gods. They just go invisible.
But the set abusing buff, like, Set's completely banned in comp. Like, you're not allowed to pick him. It is completely banned. The fact that we have people going around and bug abusing in casuals and ranked, like, it needs to stop. It's really dumb. Knock it off.
Well, we said
assassins, and I just thought about it.
This particular gentleman that has been going around the Twitter sphere right now, that I know you're talking about, also released a video how to do the set teleport bug. Like, fully explaining it. Like, it was like a 10-minute long video fully explaining it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like shenanigans around that about, well, someone told them that it was okay, and like it's just even if it was, it's crappy to do, so don't do it. Like it just be a better person and just don't do it. You don't need to
Highly
cheat to
doubt.
win.
I highly doubt an Olympian told him that that was okay.
I highly
Where's the
doubt that as well.
screenshots? Where's my receipts? Let's see it.
So I don't
Where's
know.
the
We talked about
receipts?
assassins, and I just wanted to touch on that because that's one thing that has like driven me crazy is seeing that and people thinking that's an okay thing to do. Like, no, be better and just don't do it. Also, Fro, you know what I like to do that I did this week, and you reminded me with assassins ganking. I went up in the air as Rama against that on her this week, and I killed him with his purple buff.
I'm confused what you mean.
They pulled purple. I went up in the air and I shot him, and then he popped Aegis, so I shot him again, and it didn't see any damage. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate. I hit him with the third shot, but he had his purple buff pulled, and he died to his purple buff as my assassin was rotating over. So we got the kill
Gotcha.
and the farm. Big dubs.
Nice. I see what you're saying now.
I felt bad for that guy.
I forget that the buff's still leash, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Challengers. I have stirred a little discussion Olympian Discord about the buffs. That's all I can really say. Keep up the chatting. Tweet it out.
Oh, getting different colors.
No, buffs matching.
Oh, the other topic
Which
from last week.
there was
Yes.
another Olympian that brought up something, or ex-Olympian, that I didn't even think about, or we didn't even talk about at all during the entire time we talked about buffs. Make non-conquest buffs unleash from their.
Yeah,
Make them follow you from your thing.
thinking about that too.
Well, yeah, but
I
we
think
just
it's
I
never
don't know
said
why
it.
they don't. We talked about that a long time ago, like when they first released them. Like I full-heartedly thought in Slash like they unleashed. Like there's no reason for them to stay there. Let them unleash. What's the point?
That's so
Why it's in other
frustrating.
game modes?
That's so frustrating when you drop them too.
Yeah, that's really dumb. Like that is actually dumb.
But yeah, Blaise, last week we had like a long ass discussion on buffs and shit, right? And we just didn't even bring it up at all. Like I know we've brought it up in the past, but like yesterday, like I didn't bring it up. Last week.
Yeah, I think you have to like you definitely there's no reason for those not to unleash. I mean, maybe like I can understand maybe arena, but even then like who cares? Just let them unleash.
Why? No. Tell me why you can't leave. Why they got to stay there in arena?
Only because they're so close. Like they're literally like right next to each other. Like you can pull
Great,
them together anyway. But
do
like
it.
my point being is like who cares? Like just let them unleash.
Do it. It'll be the first time in fucking 7 years that the arena start has changed. New meta. Everybody drags the buffs to the red and you clear it together and make it to your first wave on time. No more of the one team that clears buffs faster having the little extra pressure because they made it to wave first. Right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of a frustrating thing about arena to me. Like if your team's late to the buffs, then you're just like, or not even if they're late to buffs, if you just don't have like best buff clear, and then the other team gets and clears that first wave, and then everyone's got to like try to run and use all their abilities to make it to that first wave where you fight right there in front of the portal, and it's like, I don't know. Weird for arena.
Yep.
That was kind of awkward pause. Sorry, but yeah, I don't understand a good reason why they can't be what in all modes. I don't get it anymore.
So Nev, how were your games? Oh, my games were great.
Oh shit. Sorry, Nev. I kind of forgot that we were on our games. I forgot we were on our games. I'm sorry.
But you do gotta throw it over to the next person for the game.
I kind of forgot we were on games. I kind of forgot we were on my games. Can we on a tangent? Nev, how were your games this week?
Oh well, thanks for asking. You know, the week started off pretty nice. We had a lot of green, and then all of a sudden on my my stream Tuesday night, I got a lot of L's just straight in a row. So much so that when we finally won one, I started crying because I was so happy. I also made a TikTok about it. um, Speaking of pentas, I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I did get a triple penta with Neja on Smite game. That was hype. And then I almost got a penta on Pele this week on Smite game as well, but somebody stole it
Wasn't me,
on
was it?
Somebody.
on Smite game.
Okay, I was like, hold up.
Well,
'Cause I
no,
know you almost got a
they're
penta
one of my
penta.
regulars in my chat.
Let's go.
Well, Nev almost
That
got a
always
penta
makes it
penta
better.
last week too.
Last hit with Charybdis Auto.
Of course, dude. That's unfortunate.
So I just stood. Well, see, here's the thing. It was actually amazing because I got the quad, and I'm approaching the last person on their team. It's an Awilix. And the Awilix just looks at me and I look at her and she's just like, "Yep, I've accepted my fate." And she walks up to me and she lets me start doing my thing. And so I do my, my combo, and I'm about to finish with my one, and my Charybdis last hits with an auto, and then I just stand there and I turn and I look at them, and they all tab to chat and they're like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." And I just stood there, and then I get like 2 ultimates from the enemy team when they respawned, and they just killed me, and I was just like, I don't want to play anymore.
Understandable.
I was so sad. Um,
Well, you
that's all
almost
right.
got a penta penta in my stream last week.
I
Last
did almost
Sunday.
get a penta penta, yeah. Yeah. But that was on cooldowns, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
still.
I know, it still actually counts now, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, whenever they made adventure mode part of the mode of the day, because there were some achievements that you could get
Right.
in the adventure mode, when they, I guess, like some kind of weird coding made it to where when they moved over to mode of the day, now you can get achievements in mode of the day.
That's cool.
So actually, I have my Steam achievements on my second monitor. So during cooldowns, runneth over streams, I can look over there and be like, "Oh, I don't have this achievement on this god I just got. Let me see if I can try and get it."
Oh, so now people can really try to get that tier achievement. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
It's probably the
The
only way
one
to
the
get
one
it
that keeps
nowadays.
getting me is stunning with Sun Wukong's Tiger. I always am one shy by the end of the game, and it's just so disheartening.
That is actually way easier to do in Conquest. You'll get
I
half
bet
your
it is.
stuns. Yeah, you'll get
But
half your
I've
stuns
done
before
it.
you leave
I've
lane.
tried to get it in cooldowns, and I've also tried to get it in an assault. And I'm always one shy because I'll keep a tally of it and I'll count them every time every time it happens. I'm like, okay, there's one, okay, there's two, and I'm always one shy, and I'm like, I hate it here.
I was gonna say I don't think I've never really looked at achievements to see what I have and don't have.
I
Interesting.
did learn that the arena map is not long enough for you to get the Charon ult unless the hit 5 people with
Yeah,
your ultimate. And that's not 5 people at one time. That's 5 people throughout the match, over 500 units. I think theoretically, if you got him in cooldowns runneth over and you immediately ult, you might be able to get it because it's like end to end is 500 units. But yeah, it's like really hard to get it in arena, and I've been trying all week to get it. And then somebody in chat was like, arena's not that big, right? And I'm like, well, I got the ruler on, and the ruler says 70, and then I started like walking and like, all right, there's 140. And I'm like, well, wait, you're probably right. It's probably not long enough. Or or I should have tried an infinite assault and ulted at the very beginning of infinite assault and hit them while they're
that
also
would work.
doing a fountain.
Yeah.
That should
Wonder
work.
how 5 Chiron ults at the start of Infinite Assault would be. Charon.
So I tried to do that during not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. And somebody, on the enemy team ended up freaking bug abusing and or speed hacking. And I just didn't want to try again. But that was the goal when I wanted to. We all had Chiron, and I was like, we should all ult at the beginning, and then we just didn't. But that would have been really funny
But
because
we just
you
didn't.
could definitely push them out of fountain while they're buying. Because I did it.
That'd be so annoying.
Yeah, it would be really frustrating. But yeah, other than getting my penta stolen on Smite game, it's been a pretty standard week. I've been playing a lot of Charon. I for the memes, I did do an attack speed build and we won in 18 minutes. Well, attack speed and power. So I built a Chronos Pendant, Demonic Grip, Telkines, Poly, Cyclopean, and then finished with a Doom Orb. Just, for more zoomies. You got to, I mean, have you seen his 3? He rose really fast. And then you get Zoom Orb and you're like zooming. Yeah. And that was really fun. I went 2-1 and 16 on attack speed Charon. And so then it
He's
worked.
good.
It worked and I got excited. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep playing this build until we lose. And so then the next game I start building the same build and we lost. And I was like, well, that was short lived.
I queued him in ADC this week because Embright told me he'd play Chiron, and
Oh
then he
yeah,
didn't.
you do the Chiron Charon lane.
And then he didn't connect, and I was slapping in that lane though before we had to F6.
Ah.
But I've played it once. I mean, I don't think it's bad.
It's not bad. I think he definitely probably, if you're not going to build full prots, he definitely probably favors more on the power end rather than attack speed. But it was still really entertaining by the end of the build, just seeing how fast his
Well, yeah,
autos were.
he is rowing the boat. Like he is
Yes.
rowing.
He's like that one GIF that I keep using at in my Discord. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. He's so zoomy. All right.
I went to look at my achievements just because I was curious. And the
Yeah.
first one that pops up that I don't have is Adept of Mastery, 40 gods mastered. And I have almost every god in the game up to
That one is
mastered.
bugged. That one is bugged.
We love that.
Yeah, there are some Smite achievements that are they're just bugged.
Yep.
I have 274 out of 313 achievements.
We're almost the same. I
Mm,
have 276.
I think another one is like the mode of the day one, like play 15 mode of the days. That one's bugged.
I was just like, the one that's really crazy to me, and I know it's been talked about, is raw player healing, getting 30,000
Oh
player
my
healing
god,
in a
it's like
game.
it
Like,
feels impossible. It really does. It feels impossible.
you
Yeah,
need,
so I also don't have 40 God Masters, and I definitely have every single character, at least Mastery 1, so that's
yeah.
kind of a bummer. I do wanna get this 20-1, kill enemy gods more than 20 times in a single match and only die once. I've gotten really close. I've gotten 19 in one, and I was like, "Come on!" And I was so mad.
I have that one.
And you
I
have that
got
one?
it. I
Nice.
have that one back from the Xbox days. Yeah.
Hard carry, you kill more than 20 enemy gods in a single conquest match. That would require me to queue conquest. Unlucky. Now, speaking of difficult, at least for me to obtain, there is the Searing Pain. As Raw, use Searing Pain to steal Fire Giant from your opponents. Fire Giant is coming to Arena on Tuesday, and we just talked about how mode of the day achievements can pop. Is this going to be? I think this is just going to be a temporary new arena map for the
Yeah, I was
Avatar
wondering.
release. So could you play Raw and steal the Fire Giant with the ultimate and get and then get the achievement? Maybe
That's what I was wondering. I was wondering, like, our Fire Giant, our objective steal is going to count on the new arena map. That's what
we'll
I'm
find
wondering.
out. We'll find out. I guess that's where we're gonna find out. Oh, my dogs are opening the door while I'm recording.
My cat just did the same thing.
Oh, perfect.
No,
At the
and
same time.
my child just did it too.
So all three of us just have
Yeah.
like audible like doors opening.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, so I'm a little frustrated that they this is a great transition over to 10.8 update notes. I'm a little frustrated that they're adding new things and fun things to Arena, and we're still not seeing something being added to Assault.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad you said it because I didn't want to be the fucking Debbie Downer. But cool, we got stuff for Arena. The game mode that we have. We bring back the corrupted Arena for the one that we have numerous MOTDs on. The one that we actually like do stuff for. Yeah, Assault still just sitting here. Slash still fucking itself. Like, okay. I
Yeah.
am. It
Yeah.
is exciting that they're doing this stuff for the arena, but I was trying hard not to be the like pessimistic
No,
one. Like I just don't
I'm just a little
care as
irritated
much.
because I was excited when they were talking about Unleashed Titan changes, and I was like, "Oh, so you're gonna bring him into Assault?" And then no, it was all still just for Conquest. And then they're like, "And we're bringing a Fire Giant to Arena," and I'm like, "And what's happening with Assault?"
Yeah,
Nothing.
like it's exciting. I'm never opposed to any change to try to keep any game mode exciting or any change in any of them. Right?
But
Like
I
I'm
feel like
not opposed
anytime
to
a
it.
big event that happens, it always is either on the Conquest map or on the Arena map. Like, if you think
Fucking
about when
exactly.
Cthulhu was released, we had Cthulhu's Arena, and it
Fucking
was all
exactly.
right.
Thank you,
And
Prep.
then
I'll get you your fucking soapbox, Nev. Keep it up.
no, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels this way because it is. It's like a really and I understand them wanting to put the Fire Giant on Arena for the Avatar event, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, it could just please give some love to Assault and Slash, please. I don't
Yeah,
I
even
I
mean,
think
we
play
got we
Slash.
got
I
three
think Slash
rotating
is the one
joust
that's
maps.
weird. I think Assault, like they've needed to do something with a long time. Slash was supposed to be like, hey, we're finally combining these two game modes because like they're not getting played enough. And I know a lot of people that really like Slash and they play it, but for them not to consider even changing out like Apophis to something different or doing something different with the siege minions and Unleash Titans there as well, like it's just really strange. I'm happy they did something different for Arena. Like I think the idea of having a mechanic where you hit a fireball across the map and it knocks them back. I think that's cool. I
Yeah.
think like at least they thought outside the box, did something new. Uh, I am extremely. I haven't recorded patch notes breakdowns yet because this patch is strange to me. I don't understand the direction of things with this specific patch. And that starts with not looking at other non-quest modes besides arena.
Okay, so I'm gonna go from the top of my head here. Help me out if I miss any. But we had the Stranger Thing upside down world one arena,
That
right?
one was really cool too because of the stuff on the sides and how it changed and the
Yeah,
appearance
yeah.
and
I'm I'm,
everything. That was
I'm
really
not
cool.
trying. I'm not trying to talk down on it. But
No, no, no.
we
I
had
just I
that.
totally forgot about the
We had the
arena.
Cthulhu arena, right? Or
Yeah.
was that the same one? Right, those were different.
No, Cthulhu was different.
We had the. I brought it up
Underwater
last week.
arena.
We had the underwater arena. We had the racetrack, the
The
Olympic
best one.
arena,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah,
the
the best one.
best, by the way.
Yeah.
We had the weird one with the water pools, which was like the event one, right? That had like
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
tentacles and shit that came out. We've had the corrupted arena, which is
That's my
still something
favorite.
you can pick, which I also, I enjoy as well. Like I do enjoy them all. We have the death match added at the end of the corrupted arenas. We have the now fire giant being added to the arenas. We've had I had one more. And now I'm drawing a blank, and I know there's more than just this.
Oh yeah, but don't worry, Assault got orbs.
But Assault got orbs.
Orb.
Hey,
I
they
just
added
find it
orb.
really weird
Oh, hey, we
that
moved the location of orbs.
I just put a Stygian beacon over in the crescent. It's not
Yep.
like that would do so much.
Yep. I've been saying it for 2 months.
And I know there's a lot of people, we keep coming back to this, but I'll keep fucking preaching and keep adding to it. I know there's some people that be like, yeah, but then that'd be kind of unfair because if one team's already kind of hardcore winning, blah, 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 they're the one who's going to guarantee the beacon. Cool. It'll help them fucking end. It'll keep the assault games from going on for 30 minutes. It doesn't need to be 30.
I've
At
been saying
25
that
minutes
too.
of an assault match,
you
I'm
what's
getting
funny?
frustrated.
I've had besides comp, I've had faster conquest games the past 2 weeks than they've been all season.
I have been saying all of this year that Assault should not take longer than a conquest match, a
Well,
standard conquest match.
generally it doesn't. I think
I feel like it has been. Like a lot of my games, my Assault games have been going like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I
And I'm
think right
like,
now the
ugh.
average time for a conquest game I think is like 45 minutes right now.
Okay, well, it
And
shouldn't
and,
be
and
almost as long as a
or it's,
conquest.
it's something like that. I saw someone do the average game times. I mean, it was really
Yeah,
high. I know it's been trending down a little bit. Most of the games I play in are 50 plus minutes.
like, it shouldn't be almost as long as a conquest match then.
No, it shouldn't.
I
It shouldn't.
understand why conquest is longer. There's a lot to do. There's a jungle, there's objectives, there's 3 lanes. I'm in assault. There's 1 fucking lane, no jungle, and no objectives. It should not take 35 minutes to play an assault game.
Well,
And I think so much of it is it's hard to do the Phoenix and Titan Siege. Specifically the Phoenix Siege, I think is like the hard one. But Phoenix and Titan Siege, like it's easy to kill the first tower, it's easy to kill the second tower. But if you get into the comps where you have no tank or you have no damage, right, or little, it's just hard. Enemy teams can too easily clear or
Mhm.
survive. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
feel like a Stygian, which, you know, provides the Unleashed Titan, would be a good solution to that.
I agree.
yeah, I don't think it's bad. I mean, I've had games in Conquest this week that went like 25 minutes. It was pretty impressive. One of them, the Titans Unleashed, as the last auto was about to connect to the Titan, and it unleashed and ran down the lane, which I thought was hilarious. So they had to wait like an extra 4 minutes to end the game.
That's amazing.
I
Alright.
did. I
Go
was gonna
ahead.
say I didn't realize. So soul surges are part of this, right?
They're going away,
And
by the way,
and I am extremely irritated with Hyris about this.
about them
And
leaving.
yes,
Why?
I because the whole season theme is Seasons of Souls, and you've literally taken the souls out of the season.
I think they took the soul out of the season a little bit ago, but anyways.
Well, yeah, but you get what I mean. Like I'm just confused. I think if it was an issue of not being able to see it, adjust color, like do some like testing there, see how it goes. I think not pivoting and just removing it from all game modes was a real cop out, and it bothers me a lot
Yeah,
because
they
it
only did 1 change, after the
to the
release
minion's
of
health.
it to the minion's health, yep.
Yeah, and if the minion was the problem, which I'm sure most people are like, oh, it kept me from backing. Boo hoo, walk out of the circle. Anyways, or kill it. Whichever.
I feel like the
Remove the
It's
minion
easier
minion.
was
to kill
weird.
them now too, because they have lower health.
Yeah. I just like it's one of those things. I
Why did
just
the minion
don't.
have to be there? That's my thing.
It didn't. It didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was there to help people. Like you could farm up more gold. It was a way to actually like push if you got if you won the fight there and you could push for more. But who cares? Like it's cool that you gave a focused area to fight in that in non-conquest modes cuts your cooldown or your
No, no, no,
death
no.
timer in half. But
Mhm.
like in conquest, I really like soul surges because if you're at a team fight at Beacon, it's now like a legitimate concern of fighting within that soul surge because there's movement speed increase, there's damage increase for low health target. Like it gets really interesting, and now you're just like, we don't need it, and I just really am irritated about it.
Yeah, see, I like Beacon. I didn't like the minion. I feel like the minion could have gone away.
Yeah, get
Right?
rid of the minion.
But yeah, like that's it. Just get rid of it. Keep the soul surge. And it's not even that I like hated the minion. I had no problem. I saw with the possible frustrations. It just seemed more pointless to me than anything.
Yeah,
Um, especially someone who plays, you know, a lot of like assault or something like that. It was kind of frustrating that it's like, hey, we got a cool pick on them under tower, right? And they get the full benefit of the beacon as they turtle their ass under tower and get this free gold and shit. So that aspect was a little frustrating, but
I'm 100% inting that
yeah.
Phoenix and getting the half the death timer. I
Well,
just
yeah,
think it's
no,
weird.
well, I was also talking like it's early game, like your T1,
Right,
T2
right.
towers. That's where it's like you can't really, you're gonna die at level 6 for what? You know what I mean? Like you ain't got no gold. Like it's kind of pointless. Like, but that'll happen in any game mode. It's just like in assault that seemed really prevalent because of all the fucking turtling.
It's just weird to me. I just
The
think like
minion though
there's
seemed pointless.
like pivot rather than removing the whole season mechanic. because that was one of the major things about the season was these soul surges. It's called Season of Souls, and then you're like, we're gonna get rid of the soul part of it. And Unleashed Titans is only in Conquest, so they literally removed the season's gimmick from the game entirely. I don't know. It is I read that and was just immediately upset.
Well, you said this year's season, right? That's where you're wrong. It's only this season because we're on year X.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm talking about this Season of Souls. I mean, they've taken the soul out of some parts of the game anyway, like in general for the season 10. But this season, like Season of Souls, like they just removed the whole gimmick, and that's frustrating to me. Just remove the minion. Just remove the minion.
And change the coloring. I didn't like it because of the coloring. It made it hard to see some fights sometimes.
Let's add some more jazz to the game. We'll get some soul back up in here.
I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. All right. Any other likes or dislikes in regards to this patch? There's some buffs, there's some nerfs, there's some itemization changes, and looks like the brawlers, Heartseeker, and Crusher are all getting buffed, which makes my Neja build very happy.
I have 3 other things specifically about this patch that are weird to me.
All right, go.
First of all, Depp's really gonna like it when he finds out that Bancross, Book of Toth, and Ratatouille all got 10 power added back onto them after they nerfed 30 power or 30% power off items. I just find it like strange, especially Ratatouille. That one really is weird to me. Adding the power back on. I do like a lot of the god changes they did. Like I like seeing that they are looking at gods like Ares, Ardeo, Awelish, some of these like underplayed gods. Quit trying to make chalk meta. It's just not a thing. Like if it's auto attack meta,
stomp.
cool.
He'll always be a pub stomp.
But they keep buffing him. It's weird. And I don't Mercury specifically. I do not understand. And someone has to explain to me the god I've seen one time, possibly in the past 3 or 4 months, is getting nerfed. And I don't get it. Like, is he running non-quest modes? Like, am I confused? Because I play non-quest too. I have not seen him. And he got nerfed.
I only really see him in cooldowns. I don't see him being actively picked, no.
What nerf did he get? Because a lot of times I can kind of...
Special delivery, decrease physical power scaling per tick from 20% to 16%. This ticks 4 times for a total decrease from 80% to 64%.
Special deliveries is 1, so why?
Yeah. I don't get it.
It doesn't trigger item effects or anything anymore, right?
I don't think so. But they said this is to slow down his combo. But I'm like, the god isn't being played. There must be like some data on him that I am just not aware of. It is just really strange.
Maybe just pub stompy or like super high game.
Maybe. But I mean, I saw multiple people like bring this up. They're like, wait, Merc got nerfed? He's not even ever seen.
Maybe it's because what other maybe it's a preemptive other stuff getting buffed. Did they buff any movement speed items? You mentioned the flat pens getting buffed.
That was it. No movement speed buffs. It was literally just those 3 items. For assassins, like physical ability damage was Brawlers, Heartseeker, Crusher. That was it. The rest of the patch, like, really makes sense to me. Like, there's a Ravana change, a little weird, because I think they are struggling to find out where Rav should be. I think he is, like, slowly but surely getting there, and I appreciate that. But the Merc one, I'm like, it was as confusing to me as the Souls removal.
I fucking love Ravana. Not that I love playing him. I just love that he is Smite's just constant thorn, right? Because the instant they try to like fix him and buff him, like, okay, good, we got him in a good spot. He's a good jungler now. All of a sudden, he's just like, hey, check me out over in solo. What's up? And they're like, fuck, all right, so we'll start tweaking and changing and all that. And like, all right, he's good. And then he's just like, I'm a monster in jungle. It's just funny because For newer Smite players, you might not know this. Raven was a warrior. He started off
Yeah.
as a warrior, and he got moved into jungle, or moved into being an assassin, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, back when he used to have a scorpion skin. Shoutouts to that. Always remember.
I will never forget his exterminator skin. It's one of the few skins that I know the name of.
I missed the Mortal Kombat skin, dude. It was so good.
That was, you ever look back and you're like, that felt like a real golden era of Smite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know it's because we were all new and young and like fresh and baby faced, and
Young.
adventures were coming out and they were having like, I say young, we were in our 20s, you fucker. Yeah, and then like adventures were coming out and like exciting changes, and gods came out all the time. Patches were like literally every other week.
They're every other week now.
No, we have bonus patches.
Yeah, that's a patch.
But you know what I mean.
I know.
You know what I don't miss? Being when all this happened was when I was on console and we had to wait a whole month
Yeah.
for the patch. We were a month behind, I should say.
Yeah, that was always weird because it was still all fresh to us, right? Because like we were in our own cycle, but it was just like a month behind the PC. But like it was still fresh to us. But like every video you watched felt dated. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird.
Or you're watching the SPL and you're like, wow, they have these cool new things that we don't have.
Yeah. I say a golden time. I guess the past was the worst, literally, but rose tinted glasses.
I don't know. Like I said, I just feel weird about this patch. Overall, like I don't strongly dislike anything besides the souls removal. Some of it's just weird. Like I'm wondering like what direction things are going in, and it makes me curious about 10.9 specifically, because obviously bonus balance will be kind of nerfs. I don't know if you guys are as mad about Marty not being nerfed as other people are. I don't care. I'm also not playing Marty a lot, but there are some people like very upset about Marty not seeing another nerf in this patch.
What's up, Tempe? How you doing?
Yep. I just don't know. I'm like, I saw Genetics have like several posts about how dumb the god is. I was like, I don't think it's that bad. It's annoying, but is it that OP? I don't know. Have you guys seen him in like other modes? I know in Conquest, like he can be annoying to deal with, but once his ult's down, you just kill him.
I've been seeing him still pretty frequently in Arena. He's also my most highest win rate percentage god, by the way.
Oh, nice. I mean, I think he's good. I just don't know that he's like OP broken. You know what I mean?
So to quote somebody, flight ults would eventually backfire, and he is the perfect demonstration.
Oh yeah. Takes him out of combat. You can't do any damage to him. I'm not disagreeing that it feels very unfair and it's annoying to deal with. I get it. I just don't know that it's like so problematic that it needs like and I've said this a couple times. I think his nerf needed to be duration of the flight more than anything else. I don't think damage has ever been like super insane. I think it's the duration of his flight that's the problem.
I think he has a lot of problems added together that are a lot of little frustrations to make it one big frustration. His one's got a hell of a range, right?
Mm-hmm.
His 1-2 combo does a lot of burst damage, right? But he still can back it up with walloping autos, right? So it's not like he's ability based, like lacking like the autos behind it. His 3, while fun, can be frustrating. Just in general, because like you get surprised, right? You can get There's a lot of different ways that can be frustrating, but I hate to discredit the grass because it's something that people have wanted and it's been very fun. I don't necessarily think it should have been on a hunter though. And then the being able to take to flight right instantly in his ult, instant CC immunity with a shit ton of prot shred, which they have touched on a little bit, and solid damage if you can hit them all, which isn't necessarily the easiest, but not necessarily the hardest either. But so when you just combined all those little frustrations, it's like every aspect when you go to approach the god has a frustration to it. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that's kind of a lot of it.
Well, I think all of us really were hoping grass was just going to be a map mechanic, not a god mechanic.
Yeah.
But I
But
don't
yeah,
know how
yeah.
you all feel about the
Little.
rest of the patch. That was just like I said, I'm just kind of confused.
I'm just excited for the more avatar skins, but still disappointed that there's no Katara.
How do you feel about it being Scylla?
I was kind of until I saw it, and it actually works because they basically did kind of a similar thing with 11 that they did for this crossover, wherein they kind of reanimated Scylla's abilities to make it work. I know a lot of people are frustrated because they wanted it to be Terra because she's literally an earthbender, but I disagree. The only option that I would have thought would have been pretty entertaining would have been Ember Isle version where Hercules got the skin, but I could see that being pretty memey and maybe a little too niche. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Thank God it's not a Hercules after you said that out loud.
That would be
Is,
hilarious, though. It would be
I
so
would.
funny. Ember Isle, come on.
Oh my God, I would no. I don't want to see that. I'm good.
So I heard someone talking shit about how they only picked Scylla so they could repurpose the 11. And I was like, that'd be a good idea. Like, I don't see why you people see that as a complaint. That's part of the reason why they probably were able to do this in the first place, because it wasn't a bunch of added cost, right?
Yeah.
Or reduced cost at least. And B, what the fuck other god would it be? Everyone keeps saying Terra, right? But A, Terra doesn't sell skins. B, just because Terra does Earth stuff doesn't mean that it has to be Toph.
Exactly.
Right? The models don't match, and that would be a lame ass Toph. Like, people aren't thinking about it. They're literally just like, but Terra does Earth stuff. Toph does Earth stuff. Think about Terra's abilities. It's gonna be Toph just doing a short little dash, doing a little clap thing with their fucking. No, it'll be so lame. Like, Terra's abilities aren't very exciting at all. And someone was also complaining, well, Scylla's abilities doesn't match. It's exploding Earth. I'm like, yeah, think about that, shithead.
Like,
think about what you just said. And then, like, she shoots a rock out, locks you in place, right? Perfect. The next one, she slams a giant fucking boulder on you. And I guess the one you could say doesn't make sense is her teleporting to the stone.
Yeah.
If anything, I see that and I'm like, yo, I'd love to see that in Avatar. Like, where's the earthbenders jumping through the earth like that? That'd be dope as fuck. That's what I see. Like, I am all about this. I'm also still
like
mad that we don't have a Pele Katara, but I understand because we have Pele, what's her face, and blah blah blah. But please give me an Inuit Pele. That's all I want.
Yep.
It'd be so fucking cool, dude. You just literally take all of her stuff and make it ice, and she'd be a perfect Inuit like skin for her.
Yeah, it'd be sick. It would be sick. Yu Huang gets the Roku skin, and Yu Huang also got buffed. But I think it's a really good choice there. I think the Dueling Dragons is going to look really cool. But other than that, I mean, I skin wise, I like the patch. Donza's getting a new skin. I love Donza.
Yes, I love the little mushroom. Yes, I know it also looks like a penis. Get your head out of the gutter.
I haven't seen it in game, but that is funny if it actually does.
I mean, even just the card art kind of looks like a penis a little bit if you think about
Wait,
it.
what? Hold up. I zoned out for a second.
Fro, Fro heard it. He's like, wait, what?
Here, put it in chat.
Mushroom Man Donzenborough.
I think it's mostly because of his his balls are hanging out. It does look like a penis.
I didn't realize it until like
that
you said
has to be
something about the
intentional.
belt, and I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
It's still really cute, and I'm gonna get it, but like I was moderating chat during patch notes, and everybody's like,
Oh no, I haven't seen it in game. I've only seen the card art for it.
Any other parting thoughts on this upcoming patch? Of course, if you're listening on Wednesday, which is the episode release day, the patch has already been out. So hopefully you've been enjoying Fire Giant in the arena and you've been enjoying the avatar skins. I am excited about this new wall buff personally. You get to get more zoomy. New wall buff to the mysterious fog instead of being from 300 speed, it goes 300 scaling up to 380. And increase the number of soldiers spawned at rank 1 from 1 soldier to 2 poggers.
Yeah, that's a really good change. I read
like
that. I was like, oh, new wall's gonna be good.
I like that. It makes me happy. But yeah, that I think is my last thoughts on 10.8. Any other closing thoughts before we move on?
I really enjoy the fact that 10K gym winners are shown on spectator.
Wieners?
And yeah, wieners
Sorry.
are shown on spectators, and I need more funny names. The best one I've seen so far is Bofad's 69.
Bofad's. Yes,
I
I tweeted that because I was on Smite game when that happened.
let's
when
go.
When that person won, and I just started crying. It just made me laugh so hard. Real
That's
quick.
the ancient Greek philosopher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both of these. Yeah. Real quick, just last thought here on the giveaway. It is not rigged. Shut up. Just because one of them that you looked at has a hidden profile, it doesn't mean they're all bots. Everyone that I've looked at has at least 400 hours played. They are not new accounts. And in fact, one of them that I was watching JMac on Smite Game before we were recording. Somebody won, and I looked, and they had almost 4,000 hours. So just because one that you looked at might have had a hidden profile, it does kind of make it look like it's a bot account or a new account. But sometimes people hide their account for reasons. I don't know.
Lots of people hide their accounts, especially in comp. Shouts
Yes.
to
Because
that.
you're a little bitch.
Yes.
I just enjoy that if you're in spectator casting, like it still shows up. Like what in middle of cast, it will show the name, which is really a strange phenomenon to deal with because you don't know, like, do you shout it out?
Yeah.
Or do you just let it go? It's weird. But I my only thing is please fix spectator resetting HUD UI. And I'm done. That's all I got.
All right. Bro.
I ain't got much.
All right. Nice. I don't know why it didn't
Hashtag
show the
it is
preview,
rigged. Don't believe Nev.
but here is that name.
Yeah.
I had tweeted it right when it happened because I was on Smite Game when it happened, and I just started laughing. Just having both of these 6'9" pop up in the middle of my Smite Game shit. It's fine.
Oh, I got one thing to shout out real quick. I made 2 different TikTok effects. One for which class are you in Smite, and one for what game mode are you. Go check them out, guys. Use them or whatever.
Heck yeah. I have plans, which is why I haven't used them yet. I have plans. Future content incoming. All right. Well, that about does it for 10.8 patch notes. Real quick reminder again, Diamond Challenge. You have just about a month remaining. So if you haven't picked one,
I've been struggling on Gab. I've lost
I've
some passion on Geb.
Athena and Kama are both tied for the next closest to Diamond, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I do enjoy playing Athena, but I've been enjoying playing Kamazots more. So I might get Kama Diamond before Athena. We'll see.
Because I'm going for the star on Geb.
Oh yeah,
Like,
because you picked and didn't realize you had already
yeah.
gotten him
And I
Diamond.
like Geb, but he's very, very late game. And games are going long right now, so it's like we do get there, but I'm beginning to get a little frustrated with the late gameness.
Yeah.
Especially since, I'm trying to be the good Geb that like levels a shield first.
Oh,
Like,
you're so kind.
yeah, yeah. And then they just fuck off as soon as I give them the shield. It's like, oh, I thought you were gonna go in there, or like I'll give them the shield and it's like, oh, that was actually a shield to get your ass out, not so you could just stay until you died longer. But okay.
Crazy.
I know, it sounds like I'm just picky, right?
All right. So yeah, don't forget about your diamond challenge, Frode. You got our thank yous ready?
Fuck no, I don't.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know why you expect otherwise now, but
quick, vamp.
I am pretty good about doing the vamping stuff. Especially when I'm ready to say thank you to all the wonderful patrons: Aereo Steel,
Nailed it.
Asbestos Dog, Bree Chia Pet, Weatherman Keith, The Big Red, Jade Flagon, Baseball Griff, Bombi, Danny, Caveman Neo, Coffin Monkey, City Arlets, Gillyman, Snorlax, Weatherman, Audio, Sir Amber, K-Brojo, Famous Freak, Stuffmeister, Backlash, Sadon, Dr. Godfucker, Lantern, Reese, Warlordio, Batskid, Echo Dunk, Doc Necros, Otterjoe, Riggs, Drakon, Glenwiggle, Granite Boys, Camel Hoss, Void vs. Void, Enbright, Sloppy Satch, Scion, Gemini, Batman, Sandman, Aquasoft, Kilowatt Man, I'm a Hater, Mr. Man, Colorado, Amberbug, and The Folk Hero. Folk Hero, not the. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very kindly, Serious Hard Hands.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. It's cooldowns day. Let's get on out of here.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Get the beard oil.